Hi guys, John Jones from the Reddish Rascals here. It's March the 1st, Sunday, so we're down at the allotment, me and Hayley. I'll show you Hayley in a minute because she's busy weeding and stuff, and I'll show you what we've been up to. Thought I'd give you a little plot tour of Hayley's and my plots to show how it's coming on. So without further ado, I'll show you. So as always, we start on plot 6, which is Hayley's, and the keen eyes of you will have noticed the 3 bay compost bins have gone from here. I have put them in another short video, so you may have seen that already, or maybe still to come. So that's where we normally have the sunflowers and the 3 bay compost bins. So I've decided, after a really good winter, after Terry King's advice of using pallet collars as temporary compost bins, we're going to have to actually have 3 bay temporary bins all year round, but not pallet collars. So I've used all the pallets that I had here, and I've moved them up to that area of the allotment, so that all the goodness that comes out of the compost goes into the beds, and they're going to get moved on a yearly rotation. So we'll come down. As you can see, this is the storage area for all the stuff at the moment, and these were all the pallet collars from the temporary compost bins, but they're actually going to go over this side where the netting is when I get a chance to dig it all over and make more raised beds. The 3 IBCs are going to get moved this year up to the top by Hayley's greenhouse, so that we can set up a water harvesting system and an irrigation system. But spring has definitely sprung. The rhubarb's coming up already, so that's a good thing. This bed's empty. These are the overwintering broad beans that I did. Some are looking healthier than others, so we're going to plant a few more of them next week and then fill in the holes later on. For some reason this bed's gone really narrow, so I'm going to have to readjust the beds next year. And these 4 beds have all had homemade compost on them and been overwintered, so all the goodness goes in. This is the spent potato compost, which is going to go into my potatoes this year after being rejuvenated with bloodfish and bone and homemade compost, which I'll show you in a minute, which is in the polytunnel. This middle bay will end up being the final compost after both have been turned from that one and that one into the middle. These are just old stalks and branches and stuff to give aeration at the bottom of the compost heap, so that it doesn't go anaerobic, which means slimy and smelly. So that's what we're doing this year. Take you back across to the polytunnel. So in here we have all the last year's compost. It's quite rough and ready, so I am going to sieve this for my potato bucket. I mostly wouldn't have to, but as you can see along the edges there are some quite big stalks of sweet corn and stuff, and bits of wood and stuff, so I'm going to go through it. Over this side the dahlias that I stored in here that I grew from seed last year, so I'm going to have a look at them next week to see what the bulbs are like, just left in the polytunnel like this over winter, see if they survived. All the furniture, these 2 bags, they're not tools at all, they're just full of rubbish to go to the tip. I just put them in here so that people can just open their the polytunnel door if they want to see what's in it, rather than breaking in the shed thinking they're full of tools. So on here we've been chopping up the apple tree offcuts that we've done, so they're going to go into this bed and just use as a water source for the plant roots over the summer. I'm going to retop this up with new compost. The spring bulb and what are they called, allium bed is coming on really well. So as you can see, the tulips are coming up, the crocuses just starting to flower. Got to finish off the sweet pea bed. That's the winter temporary compost bin, so that, as from this week, won't be getting anything more in. We'll be starting to fill up the normal compost bins. This bed just needs hoeing and raking over, ready. obviously that one will have the compost from the bottom of the temporary compost bins put across and used. This is where we've just taken the sprouts out, or Hayley has, I should say, that we had left over. As you can see, she's weeding at the moment. So this is where the grapevines and the fruit trees are. So there's some big roots from the trees and the grapevines, so she's getting all them out. And she's weeded the asparagus bed ready for the spring. Got rid of all the trees here now apart from the juniper and the sloan. Well, Hayley's been really busy this morning. Say morning, Hayley.
Morning.
So we're gonna go into greenhouse within a greenhouse. And as you can see, Hayley's been doing seeds galore, and the sweet peas over wintering are looking okay. Gonna pinch them out next week, and we got more and more. The potatoes that we did for Christmas potatoes got killed off early by the frost, but they're coming back stronger than ever now. So hopefully we'll get a really early crop, as long as we don't get a late frost. Fruit trees don't look good again, but they seem to come back in the spring, so fingers crossed we'll have to wait. So that's it from plot number 6. That's where we're up to. So that's bye-bye from the Reddish Rascals. So as I was saying about, let me turn that the right way around. So as I was saying, these are all the seeds that Hayley has sown today. And that's not it. There's all these as well. So we're well ahead. Hopefully now we'll catch up with the seeds being in, and we'll just take it from there.